Mortgage rates matter to homebuyers in Colorado. That's right, mortgage rates do matter. And the reason I say that is because a lot of lenders try to tell you they don't, because they try and level the playing field because they have higher rates. 95% of the lenders out there are going to have higher rates than 5% of the others. And the 5% that have the best rates have these things in common. One, their company has little or no overhead. Two, they're a really big company, okay, so that they have the buying power, so to speak, to get the best rates. Three, they're a broker. Brokers have the very best rates there are out there because that's the way, because they get to buy their mortgages at wholesale, okay, not retail. So brokers are the best. Okay, the other thing is you don't have too many layers of management, which goes back to you don't have a lot of overhead. Okay, so like take me for instance, I'm a mega broker. We're the biggest broker in the United States. We'd have very little overhead because we all work out of our office, except for a corporate office in Minneapolis that has about 30 people in it. And the only level above me is the owner. And I pay a flat fee that I can't charge to you, the borrower. By paying that flat fee, I get true raw pricing, and that is how. In other words, I get the same pricing as the owner of the company. Okay, so and that is how the 5% or me in this case always seem to have the lower rates by a quarter to three eighths to half or even more than most of the other lenders out there. And so the lenders out there that have 20 to 100 offices and make it sound like a big deal, come on down to our shiny offices. Well, that's overhead. The ones that are on the radio all the time saying, hey, come on down, go with us, we're the best. Well, they have to pay $1 million in advertising. And so the ones with the overheads, and usually those companies have like a manager, and then you have a branch manager, then you have a district manager, then you have a manager who has two sides of the United States, and then they have a manager, and then you get to the VPs, then you get to the owners. So when you have that many people to feed, so to speak, it gets very expensive. Okay, so if you want the very best rates, find a mega broker who has the lowest margin. You don't really hear about them on TV or radio because they're not advertising. And that is how you're going to get the very best rate. And I mean by a lot. And what's really fun for me is that a lot of times I almost don't get a deal because someone will shop five, six, seven lenders, and I had someone shop seven lenders on this past Monday, and they came to me, and I beat them all by at least a quarter of a point. So the very best one was only a quarter. I was a quarter point still better, and I almost didn't get this deal because he said, "I don't. You're too good. How can I trust you?" Now, he did go back and he looked and saw that I'd been in the business for 25 years. I've been around. I got the awards. I have lots of reviews. I have tons and tons of repeat customers. He even found out a couple realtors said, "Yeah, Ben's been around forever and he's always done a great job." Okay, not to do my own boat, but the thing is, he actually had to go and find out that I was a real and that I don't lie and that stuff to find out that that I truly did have the best rate. Now we're about a week into it or so, and he's finding out that not only that, but he's being communicated on a level he didn't think of, and everybody's happy and everything. And I've shown him the lock. Hey, you are locked in at this. Here's what you're thing. There's no weird fees or anything. It's exactly what we said. And so, in regard to the fees, okay, every lender and broker have about the same fees. And that's because in 2008, the Dodd-Frank Act came in, and FHA, VA, Fannie, and Freddie tell us what we can and can't charge you. Okay, so if a lender switches companies and or you shop a ton of lenders, or if a realtor wants to go back and look at all their closings, they're going to go, huh, everybody's within $100. And that's because everybody goes up to a point to where the government allows and then you can't. And if you really want to know how fees work, half the fees are title company fees. You have about 1,000, 1,200 for lender fees, and then the other 600 or 700 are going to be for third-party fees like state tax stamp, city tax stamp, that kind of thing. Okay, so we're all very competitive on the fees. If you want to know how they make, well, my fees are better. Well, let's say that like today, let's say that I'm on an FHA, I'm at 5.75. Okay. Well, if I want to be $1,000 better on the fees, I can go to 5.875 instead of 5.75. The bank will pay me $1,000 more, and I'm not allowed to keep that like I was 2007 and before. So I have to give that back to you. So if I want to raise the rate, and depending on how far, I could actually pay all your closing costs and escrows if you wanted to go from 5.75, say, to 6.25 to 6.5, somewhere in there. Then you have no fees. Okay. But most people in this market let the seller will pay for your fees a lot through seller concessions. And so you're able to get the lowest rate. And if you can buy down the rate a little bit, then we can get in the low fours even. On an FHA or VA. So the point is, rates do matter. And the other thing is if you qualify for, say, a $500,000 house, okay, if you have lower rates, that will get you into a 580, 590 house, I find. So because I have lower rates than almost anybody out there, we're able to buy more if that's what is holding you back too. So, anyways, I hope this really helps. I hope it didn't come off self-serving. I'm really trying to tell you how to shop, okay, and so that you can get the best deal out there and you can save lots of money. I have other ways regarding seller concession, appraisal gaps, all that kind of stuff. I've learned a lot in over 20, 25 years. I tell you how it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And because of that, I can literally save you thousands of dollars on your transaction if you let me. So please give me a call or subscribe down below. I would love that. But call me and or hit the link below, and we can make an appointment, 5, 10 minutes. If you already are with the lender, let me compare rates. Let me show you that I'm actually telling you the truth, that we actually are going to save you money right away just with probably a lower rate. And again, like down payment assistance programs, a lot of companies have, one, two, three. I have over 25. I can do reverses. We can do commercial. We can do land. We can do fix and flips. But like if we do fix and flips, I got 4 or 5 places for money, not just one. Okay. If you do renovation loans, I have 30 places for renovation loans, not just one. You get the idea. Anyways, I hope you have a great day. Remember, mortgage rates do matter. And other than that, have a great day and thanks.